Hello, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and we're doing a first impressions video for Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's go ahead and get started with this. So, I bought this game, picked it up, $44.99 is what it was on the Xbox store. It launched today. I've been playing it for the last 2 hours. If you haven't played one of these Sherlock Holmes games, it's not really like a fast-paced action type of game. It is more of a word puzzle game. You'll inspect like crime scenes and stuff like that, and then you'll put all these things together and find clues, and you'll have to, figure out exactly what happened and stuff like that. The first two games, Sherlock Holmes. Well, there's Sherlock Holmes, and then there's the Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter. I do own both of those games. I own one on Xbox One and the other one on the PlayStation 4. Those games are pretty freaking cool. Like, I really do like them. As far as art style and everything in these games, I believe this one here, he's a younger... I believe this is, younger years of Sherlock Holmes. So that's pretty cool, because the other two games, he's kind of older and he's more in tune with, his Sherlock Holmes detective powers. These games are pretty cool. Like, if you've got time to just sit back and relax and play these, they're pretty fun. Like, figuring this stuff out is pretty fun, actually. The visual style, even the first game that I have, Crime and Punishments, it freaking still holds up today. Like, the visual style on these games are pretty freaking good. This newest one, in terms of visuals, it is actually 4K, running at 60 frames a second when you're like walking around and stuff. So they've made really good changes to all of the systems that go into this game. Everything's a lot cleaner, a lot nicer. It's easier to kind of, look around. It kind of feels a little more streamlined. The dialogue this time is pretty freaking good. Questioning people is, like, I'm pretty happy with this. This actually turned out pretty good. But I am kind of biased. I do like the old games. I do find this one here to be really intriguing. It's a completely new setting, a younger version of Sherlock Holmes and John Watson. This stuff is pretty cool. Like, I do like it. I mean, there are some things that could be a little bit better, I mean, like, the characters are a little bit stiff, the animations, the lip movement, stuff like that. I mean, this is a AA game for the most part. Frogware's made it. These guys are pretty good. This is definitely pretty good. It looks a lot cleaner than the games before. But the other ones have this really decent, like, art style. So I do recommend picking up the first two games and this one. I do think they're pretty good. This is after solving this first mystery, like, it was pretty good. It took me about 2 hours to get through that first chapter or whatever, but it looks like this one here, we're on an island and we're going to be solving stuff on an island. So that's pretty cool. I didn't really. I saw the announcement for this game, and I was like, right when I saw it, I was like, ooh, yep, I got to have that game. I got to play that. So in this one here, you will have you'll have like certain things like this first one. Dude, I don't want to spoil anything. All I can say is, like, when you first get started with these games, is you want to be slow. You want to pay attention. There's little things that like, while you're solving these mysteries or murders or whatever the game's going to throw at you. Most of the time it's like a murder case or a theft or something like that. You'll solve like a theft, and then it'll turn into another thing, and then it'll turn into another thing after that, and possibly like murder or something. There's like so many. It's like multi-layered crimes and multi-layered people. Like, you'll investigate people and you'll deduce, what kind of person they are, and you'll look at them, and then you'll kind of just like some of it's guesswork for the most part, but if you find enough clues, you can string these things together like really good. Like you can string them together and be like, oh yeah, and be like this like know-it-all Mr. Like Sherlock Holmes. It's pretty cool. Like you get to role play as Sherlock Holmes, and you get to figure stuff out. I mean, it's not nothing that's like super hard, but I mean, yeah, dude, it is gonna like rack your brain a little bit. And I don't really necessarily think there's a lot of replayability. Like, yeah, you could go through it and like try to make all the right choices after you've made all the wrong choices, of course. These games here are, I like to play through them one time, but yeah, you can always, play through them again. I don't think I've never really replayed any of these, so I don't know if like some of the stuff changes or dialogue or any of that stuff when you replay them or not. I probably should do that with this one and see if that is the case. These games are pretty good. The first one was really slow. The second one, Devil's Daughter, was freaking great. I love that game. And then this one here, so far, is turning out to be pretty good. Like I'm liking this, but I must caution you, these are slow-paced games. They are a lot of thinking, a lot of figuring stuff out. They can be kind of overwhelming at first. Read all the tutorials, kind of get to. I mean, the first mission in these are always like kind of. I mean, you can they kind of like string it together for you, kind of a little bit. It just seems like these first ones, the first missions in these games are pretty easy, like they're a tutorial type deal. So it's definitely going to help you figure it out. But yeah, dude, these get pretty good. They like some of the mysteries and stuff. Some of the crimes that I figured out in the other games were really good. Were really well put together. And this first one that I just did on this game, like it was pretty good put together. But I mean, like I started figuring it out. Like right toward about the middle of what I was doing. I mean, it was like it didn't take long to kind of figure out what was going on, but once you figure it out, like you can like I don't know, like I've been tricked in the old games too into like thinking, oh yeah, like this is good, like I got it, and then boom, it was completely wrong. So these are pretty good. They will keep you on your toes. They will kind of keep you thinking, and like because you don't, I mean, like, yeah, dude, you can accuse somebody of and be completely wrong, but then you're like, oh my gosh, but like it kind of stings, because you like start to think, oh yeah, you get into it and it starts leading you along like, oh yeah, I'm making the right decisions, and then boom, it throws that little curveball at you because you clearly weren't paying attention. These are fun games. They definitely test your mind a little bit. They're really fun puzzle games that are fun to play and interact with and walk around and explore, the beautiful environments that they create. So yeah, I'm good with this game. It's definitely started out really good. Knowing what I know from the past two games, this one's going to be pretty good. I do like where this is going. If anything, it will be is as good as the last ones or possibly better, depending on where the rest of it leads. So yeah, I'm good with this one. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.